Deaf.
Deaf.
Deaf. Deaf. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Death by Daylight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of Death by Daylight. We are all glad that you're here for a very special episode. I say that every week, but that's okay.
You're all special to us. Everyone gets a participation award.
It's like choosing between children. I'm not going to do it. We're very excited to be bringing you an episode this week. And we will get into all of the stuff in a bit. But like always, do some intros, get to what everybody's drinking, and we'll figure it out from there. Ernie.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
Jesus.
I don't know why I was expecting the response like, "Hello, how's everyone doing?" I was just expecting someone to be like, "We're doing good. We're doing okay right now.
We're great. We're fucking great."
What's going on, everyone? Thanks for coming out again tonight. I'm gonna get drunk and talk about a lot of penises tonight.
A lot of penises. Juan, are you with us?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
How's it going tonight, buddy?
It's going. Having
I have a question.
some connection issues here and there, but I think I'm good now.
All right, we'll figure it out.
So, like, would it be like penises or peni?
I don't know. I have a
dicks.
fucking
It's just dicks.
I have a
Cocks.
degree in literature, and I couldn't tell you that. I don't think peni is a real word.
Well, I mean, it's because there was a band back in I used to listen to in high school called Rudimentary Peni, and I thought it meant like multiple penises.
Multiple. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. Someone look. You know what? We're gonna have our first ever Google session. What is the plural of? Because we're gonna be talking about this a lot tonight. Plural of penis.
You're just gonna get the fucking Donald Glover. Dicks.
The plural penises. Penes.
I used to love those candies back in the day. I used to have a Snoopy one. I used to fucking have a Scooby-Doo one.
I just heard Kimmy laugh from the other room.
Y'all have those penis dispensers, right?
The plural of penises is penis. The plural of penis is penises.
Okay.
But also penes. Pronounced peenies.
What?
It's P long E N long E Z. So peenies.
Damn it,
Josh,
that's why
you have very nice peenies.
You have multiple, Josh. Wow.
I don't. I sure wish I did.
Why?
Make some money off.
Oh,
Make some money off of that somehow.
fair enough.
Little bit of solo DPs. You know what I mean? All right.
You
This is
met
That
getting
is
Josh with the
sad.
2 dicks.
this,
I'm gonna
this is
fucking
good.
just you in college. Have you met fucking Josh with the 2 dicks? Hell yeah! Wreck 'em, tech 'em. I'm just fucking
Oh
with
my
you.
god, here we go.
You feel like you have to feel like someone somewhere is going to be very into that, like a very into that. But we're gonna get into plenty of penises. Trust us. What is everybody drinking, Ernie? What are you drinking, buddy?
Drinking a fucking White Claw.
I like how you try
Ooh.
to say that very manly, but it's still a White Claw. I mean, I drink them too, but like you're just like, it's a fucking White Claw.
I'm drinking a fucking claw, dog. Everybody's got a problem, they can fucking get it.
Claw is the law, homie. You gotta chill.
Claw's the law. Above the law when you're drinking the claw.
I'm also gonna be
Uh,
drinking some Currs, some
Okay,
banquets.
okay.
some Curse banquets. I know you have 1942, or no, you have Hornitos in your house, as well as a little bit of Bullet.
No, what? I don't have any bullet. Do I have bullet?
Oh, you said that Matt left the bottle there, but you may have drank it already. um, Good enough. Jesus, what are you drinking, buddy?
I'm drinking a red beer tonight. I thought we were gonna be talking about drinking some blood later, so I don't know why. I think it was hanging out with Juan. He's always drinking a fucking red beer, and I was like, you know what? Kind of want a fucking red beer tonight.
I can't see you
When was
drinking
Juan
red beer.
drinking a red beer?
He fucking always drinks red beers.
Oh, and then he
That's-
doesn't finish them. You guys are the not finish your beer bros.
Oh yeah, they are.
No, I finished my shit.
Yeah, sure, buddy.
Juan, what are you drinking?
Right now. I'm drinking a mango claw.
Oh, wow.
Mango Claw. That's a good claw. That's a good claw. I am drinking Budweiser, the king of beers,
Ooh.
and I've also got some Deep Eddy's red grapefruit vodka.
Red
Wow.
Eddies, if you're listening.
Do you say red
Deep
We
Eddies?
have. What?
Red Eddies.
Red
Oh
Eddies.
shit.
It's
It's gonna be one of those nights, boys.
Is it siren
Yeah,
time?
I think you've had a fucking couple too many, buddy. I think
Uh-huh.
I think it's time for
I
a
think
siren,
there's a
guys.
small possibility. Don't tell us it's siren time. Just do the siren.
Could you imagine
You know,
a
like,
serial killer
remember
just like,
fucking-
it's fucking siren time?
You don't remember fucking Jersey Shore T-shirt time? Siren time for us.
Oh man,
I remember
didn't-
that shit.
I remember
didn't-
very little about the Jersey Shore.
I didn't watch that.
Siren time.
I actually remember it too well, unfortunately.
I remember Sammy was a rocket, and that's about it.
Rocket, you say? Siren time.
I don't know how I feel about you yelling out siren time.
I can tell you I don't feel good about it, but that's why he's gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
The more we bring up that we don't like it, the more he's gonna do it. So we gotta just let it go. Tonight,
It's
we are
siren time.
talking-
I'm just kidding.
Jude at some point I think is gonna join us. Although I thought he was gonna join us last time and he didn't. Did he?
No, he
No, he didn't. He's out
Okay.
fucking someone's mom tonight. And,
He's out fucking somebody's mom, and actually is fucking someone's mom. Not anyone we know, but she is a mother. Maybe going a little too far into Jude's personal life, but we'll make him answer for that when he gets on.
Okay.
And we have a sponsor this evening. Get yourselves out to El Velvet Elvis. They are doing cotton candy and cocktails to go. They are our friends, and they do need some traffic over there, as they have had to close down the dining area temporarily. So they're only doing to go. If you feel like cuddling up next to your fucking sweetie tonight, maybe have a fucking couple of drinks. Go pick up some cocktails over there and keep nice and cozy in your houses. El Velvet Elvis, off of Pershing, off of Piedras, inside of the Pershing Inn. And moving forward, some housekeeping stuff. If you haven't noticed, we are still trying to do. We're trying to move forward We're trying to be bigger and better and faster and all that stuff for you guys at home. And so please, again, bear with us. Also, if you know someone on the podcast and something has gone awry, reach out to us, text us, fucking message us, email us, comment if you don't know anybody, and let us know that something's wrong. Because it helps us, even if we can't fix it immediately, it helps us to fix it eventually. So thanks for that. We're going to go ahead and get into Ernie's Dead by Daylight corner, where he's going to tell you about what he's going to play tonight, his build, and maybe any updates. He just did the patches a week ago, but I don't know how often it changes, so he's going to update you about Dead by Daylight now.
So really, there's nothing different. I mean, they just
And the
patched...
segment's over. Siren time. No, I'm just joking.
Let me mute Jesus now. Yeah, the only thing they really patched was there was an error where you couldn't hook somebody and they wasn't letting you at all. So they fixed that, and then they also patched Ash because he was supposed to he was able to be silent while vaulting and doing all this shit. So they patched that right away. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. And today I'm just gonna, I don't know, play Scratch Mirror Myers and just try to troll some people.
Scratch Mirror Myers. What is that?
Last time I tried this, I got the wrong map because somebody else put a map offering, but pretty much I can just see them through walls and they can't hear me coming and I can just fuck with them. So I'm gonna take them to the...
You know who else can hear Jeffrey Dahmer coming? The people who he murdered, because they were dead already. They were fucking dead already, and he was coming all over them. God damn it.
God.
And Jesus has again blown the load too early. I had not introduced the topic this evening.
Siren
The fucking
time.
episode's called Dahmer!
I didn't say it was a surprise, bitch. I said we haven't got there yet.
I'm like, it's on the flyer. It's the episode name.
No, it's all good. Jeffrey Dahmer. Some people come too early. Jeffrey Dahmer came too late because they were already dead. So, tonight's episode is going to be a little graphic, but we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be talking about a lot of dicks, a lot of peni or peenies or penises.
Strangely, no bestiality this episode.
No bestiality. He did do some really weird stuff as a kid, but also, and I'm sorry that we don't have a nice little jingle for this, but I didn't work on it, and I just came up with it 10 minutes before the episode. But we not the concept, but the jingle part. We are doing Jeffrey Dahmer trivia, and we'll get into the rules after we get into the drinking game rules. The drinking game rules, if it's your first time running through Death by Daylight with us. He is playing killer, so we're back to the killer rules of the first and the third kills are a drink. The second and fourth kills are a shot. Anytime he gets a hook, it's going to be a drink. And anytime he destroys a generator that has already been fixed, it's going to be a drink as well.
Oh, yes, the generator.
Damn it.
The generators.
I got a shitty map again for this build.
You got a shitty map?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, luckily you could see through stuff, so...
Isn't this the OG map?
Kinda, yeah. But thing is, it's better when you get, a fucking inside map, because, yeah, it sucks.
So are you telling me your Scratch Myers is about to get fucking wrecked again?
And what is his, what's, without the build, what is his, normal ability?
He can stalk you, and, if he stalks you enough, he can, one-shot you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I heard Jeffrey used to stalk these men and then shoot one load off. Did we say one shot? One shot on them.
I have a joke.
Go
God
on.
damn it.
What did Jeffrey Dahmer do with his vegetables after he ate them?
Oh, no. Put him in the freezer.
Fuck them?
Anyone else?
I'm gonna say fuck
Throw
them.
away their wheelchairs. Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
God. Jesus Christ. That's a good joke, though. It is a good joke.
Well,
if you've never heard that, or if that joke doesn't make any sense to you, give it some time and it will.
are we on Facebook?
No, we're just on YouTube.
Just
Just
YouTube.
on
Oh,
YouTube,
this
yeah.
is gonna
Thanks
get
for
fucking.
bringing that up, Jesus.
This is gonna get bad. All right, so let's bring out the bestiality.
God damn it.
No, just kidding.
Well, we'll
So
get to
Jeffrey
that
Dahmer.
actually.
That chicken fucker.
Chicken.
Chicken
fucker.
fucker. So let's talk a little bit about while Ernie is playing, and we don't want to fucking blow our load too early with the whole Jeffrey Dahmer stuff. We have a big October coming up, folks, and we want you to be there. We're gonna try to stream twice a week, every week in October. I said try because it is difficult. We are all adults with jobs, and some of us children, and some of us wives, some of us entanglements, and we need to be able to do that stuff. So, but we are going to try our best. I was going to say try our bestest. I don't know why. That's not something I say, but I was going to say that. I'm glad I didn't.
So some of us are just out and about sucking as many what is it, peni? What do we say?
Peenies.
Peninis?
Hey, paninis.
Isn't that an actual like Italian?
Yeah,
That's
panini,
penne. That's penne.
Penne. You could go to
No, but isn't
Olive
it called like
Garden.
panini, or something like that?
A panini is a sandwich, Juan.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, it's
Well,
Italian probably. It sounds Italian.
You eat.
It's gotta be right.
You eat paninis, and Jeffrey Dahmer ate penises, so it's
There you
kind of
go.
similar, but not quite the same.
We are not
It's
alike.
not even. It's not close to the same thing. They both start with P. They're alike in that they both.
They
start
both
with
have
P.
cheese on them. If you didn't watch
Oh my god, dude!
Wow.
Oh, you
I
took
can't
the
do this
wind-
anymore,
took
guys.
the wind right out of my sails.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
talking
gross.
about dick cheese.
It's called schmegma.
So let's.
I mean, it's called a lot of stuff, but
while we're entertaining this part in the beginning, while Ernie is hooking people, I saw he did get a hook. So I'm gonna take a drink right here. Though
Please
I
take
probably
a
should.
small drink.
I should probably slow down.
take a small drink, Jesus, for the love of God.
For everyone out there who knows Jeffrey Dahmer, I think it's pretty common sense that he was a lot of people know that he performed cannibalism. So let's play the Jeffrey Dahmer game right now.
Okay.
So growing up, you guys ever play that? It was that Marry, Kill, and Fuck one.
Fuck,
So
marry,
let's just-
kill, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's just gonna go, eat it or fuck it. The Jeffrey Dahmer version.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Who's going
all right.
first?
You are.
No, he has the situations, I imagine, because I haven't
Yeah.
come up with anything for this game. Juan is gonna go first.
All right, Juan.
What up?
All right. Let's go with just a human torso or a leg.
Just a
And a
human
leg.
torso.
Yeah. So you got to pick either just the torso and just the leg. Which one are you gonna do?
Which
gotta
one are
eat
you gonna?
one?
You gotta
Which one are you
fuck
gonna
one.
eat? And you gotta fuck one.
Well, I'm definitely fucking the torso because I imagine it has parts where my penis can actually fit in because there's nothing I can stick my dick inside
So
when
no
it comes
foot
to
fetish.
a leg.
Yeah, but
No.
you can't fuck yourself with one foot.
I guess you're right.
Unless you're into like pegging yourself with a fucking limb, you know.
You could put
You
like
could-
the spread the toes a little bit and
The obvious answer here, boys, is that you bend the knee, and then you fuck the back of the kneecap.
I like your thinking.
But it wasn't my question, so
I like
Juan
how
fucks
Ernie's
the
like,
torso.
no. He titty fucking it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the biggest question: is it a torso with tits? Because
a game
then
changer?
yeah. I mean, it's the obvious answer there for sure.
All right. I guess we're gonna go with Josh. You're next.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Let's go with a male penis and
Okay.
a female's vagina.
All right. Well,
Eat
I'm
one,
fucking,
fuck one.
I'm fucking the vagina because I couldn't fuck a penis, and
I mean, you can if
people-
you try.
people I couldn't fuck a penis. A penis could fuck me. I couldn't fuck a penis. But I think the key here is that people eat all sorts of penises, like tiger penis and bull penis, and
Put it in a sandwich, make you a nice panini, you know?
you make a peenie panini, and so you eat it, you absorb that man's spirit power,
Okay.
and hopefully it goes to your own boner when you need it.
You're gonna just eat it just like that, or are you gonna put it on a stick like a corn
Put it,
dog?
yeah,
or...
yeah. I'm gonna put it on a spit and roast it over an open flame for a good 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Put a little salt and pepper on there, maybe some garlic. You don't want it to get too overcooked and be tough, so good. Just keep an eye on your meat when you're rotating it, and it should be fine.
You're gonna okay, so a nice little dry rub on there, I'm guessing.
Little dry rub. You don't want to add too many. Your fucking soy sauces or your Worcestershire sauces.
You don't want
It's
a
not gonna
saucy penis.
No, it's just gonna absorb. It's not gonna absorb any of that, and then you're just gonna have the flavor on the outside, and there's really no point in that. So
Okay, well, there you go. Look, we have one more person that Ernie's looking to hunt down. I
got
think
a
he's gonna
4K.
get it.
I got a 4K.
Yeah.
So
Well, there you guys, Jeffrey Dahmer. That's eat it or fuck it.
2 shots.
well, ask Ernie. He doesn't need to. He's not playing anymore. He's already got the kill.
I only wrote 2 questions.
Oh my god! All right. So we'll go ahead and take one shot now, and then we'll take a shot little down the road. This is going to be. We're gonna go ahead and cheers to peenies. We're gonna cheers. Cheers, and here's to peenies, boys.
Cheers.
No? Anyone?
Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers, cheers. To Josh making a nice dry rub on a penis.
Ah, that good old penis dry rub. Just for you ladies at home, men with living penises don't like a dry rub.
Speak for yourself, Josh.
Whoa.
No, just
You like it when she's just mashing it?
it's
It's not
just
even-
like fucking sandpaper, the better.
Oh my god. Sandpaper rugged. This conversation has gone off the rails way before we've even gotten into Jeffrey Dahmer. So,
It's all right. If you're not
thanks,
expecting,
everybody.
if you're not expecting this by the Death by Daylight boys now, you haven't really listened to how it's progressed till the 23rd
So, like,
episode.
I don't know
Get
if
the
it's
fuck
like
outta here.
the Death by Daylight boys or like just you.
Yeah, I don't want to take credit for it. So,
Well, you just said you were gonna eat a dick on the live internet.
Live internet.
yeah, the
If that's
live
not the
internet.
if that's not the daddest thing I've ever heard. The live
This guy
internet.
said he was going to
fellas.
eat a dick on the live internet.
Suzanne,
tell you
Suzanne, what am I
I
listening
tricked
to?
him. I tricked him because he was either going to have to eat it or fuck it.
What was
Alright.
Jeffrey Dahmer's favorite shampoo?
We haven't gotten there yet, Juan. Oh, yo, it's a joke. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Head and Shoulders.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
Very good. Juan bringing the dad jokes today as well.
All right, there you go, Ernie. Pick one: a head and shoulders. You gotta fuck one and eat one.
Pretty easy, right?
And you fuck the head, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna eat someone's shoulders?
That's the best part.
Would you eat someone's head,
Isn't that,
Jesus? Is that what you?
Isn't that like chuck steak or something?
Yeah, it's a chuck steak. You want a rump roast.
Okay. Honestly, at this
but-
point, I don't even know.
Well, I'm a
what
vegan,
this
so
is.
Excuse us.
You're gonna bring that up on the cast, huh?
Someone get this guy a fucking puppers.
We get it.
So let's go ahead and get into our subject for the evening, Mr. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Epstein.
Oh
Do you got one of those?
no, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. How's it hanging? A little to the left. It's, Michelle, we did a commercial for you guys earlier, and we hope that you guys get some traffic because of us, and people go visit you at El Velvet Elvis only for takeout, cocktails, and cotton candy They've got root beer cotton candy, folks. Get the fuck out there. So, hi Michelle, we're doing well. We hope you guys are doing well too. We are just about to get into Jesus, to Jeffrey Dahmer. We're going to be talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. He is one of the most notorious serial killers in the entire history of the United States, and he is that way because of something that Jesus has already fucked into the ground, is that he ate people. So he is a cannibal. He is a homosexual, which we hadn't seen a lot of with serial killers yet. John Wayne Gacy, you shouldn't call him a homosexual because he was a pedophile. I mean, he wasn't fucking men his own age. He was fucking little boys. So we hadn't seen an actual. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer's cutting it close on some of these.
Yeah,
Didn't
he
quite
fucks. He fucks some boys. I mean, it was on accident, but he did fuck some boys.
Yeah, he didn't let the paint dry a couple times, but he wasn't strictly into little boys.
Let the paint dry.
Yeah, I mean, it's an expression. Let the paint dry. A couple more ice cream.
That was
seasons.
actually like a big thing about Jeffrey Dahmer that basically led to, and we'll get to that, but like his death, about what he chose to kill. Because he was very selective about who he went after. And yeah, I wouldn't say kids.
Well,
or
aren't
anything
we
like that.
all? We all have a type. I mean,
What is your type?
Yeah, let's talk about that, Jesus. What's your type?
You know, I like a nice man with two penises.
Oh, okay. That's
With two
Heather.
peni?
Heather, if you're listening.
Heather, if you're listening, bring out your two penises tonight.
You don't sound like his type at all. But anyway, so we're
It
gonna
can
get
be
into Jeffrey
arranged.
Dahmer. The way that we're gonna do this tonight, it is gonna be informational. It's gonna be educational, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. And the reason we're gonna have a lot of fun is because we've come up with Jeffrey Dahmer trivia, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to but there's facts that I have that are true. There are things that I've made up that sound that like Jeffrey Dahmer might do these things, and in their copious amounts of research, both Jesus and Juan are going to have to say true or false. So the way that this is going to work is it's not going to, since I can't have like a buzzer or whatever, it's going to be go back and forth, and we're going to keep tally of the points, or I'm going to keep tally of the points rather. It's going to go back and forth. You will have a chance to steal your opponent's question for half the points. So if I ask Juan a question and he doesn't get it, Jesus will have a chance to steal for 0.5 of a point. And then we will have a grand finale that will be worth 3 points each on the questions. And so that's how we're going to go about today's episode. We will give a little bit of an introduction first, but I don't want to go too far in because I don't want to give away any of my answers. Do we understand the rules here, boys?
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to play, Steve.
Thank you, thank you.
Anytime Juan answers, I'm just gonna be. You guys can't see me, but I'm like doing the fucking X symbol. I'm just like, ah.
Fucking Family Feud is what
Yeah.
he's referencing at home. Steve Harvey and Family Feud. I'm ready to play, Steve.
Steve, if you're listening,
Dude,
show
yeah,
some dick.
Steve Harvey. Dude, you don't even have to sponsor Steve Harvey because I know it's not good for your brand. Just send us a check, buddy, and we'll mention you online.
Show us your
You
dick.
just did.
Well, fuck, I've given it away now. Our only leverage for Steve Harvey.
Damn it, Will.
Everyone erase from your memories the fact that I just brought up Steve Harvey.
You know who would have
because
loved to fuck Steve Harvey?
Oprah.
Yeah, I guess.
Fuck.
Were you gonna say Jeffrey
That's the most
Dahmer?
random.
Huh?
Were you gonna say Jeffrey Dahmer?
No, I was gonna say Oprah, you fucking asshole.
Oh, were you? Shut the fuck up.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go. So
Let's play,
Jeffrey
Steve.
Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer had a fuck. I mean, actually, his childhood wasn't that fucked up. It's not like BTK. It's not like some of these other killers where he was fucking beaten and molested. His mom was a hypochondriac. She was literally on 20 pills at a time for various ailments that weren't really that didn't exist, that she wasn't actually suffering from. And she was one of these women. I didn't know this was a thing until I started asking around, but apparently it's something that happens, and it happens often. She was one of these women that would like lay in bed for months at a time. Like she would
I
just
just you were gonna say cuckolding. I was like, I didn't read that. But all right,
why
continue.
why okay, all right, that's fine.
Very well then.
She was one of these women that would lay in bed for months at a time. It's depression. It's depression that just wasn't recognized as what it was. It wasn't recognized as mental illness. She was just considered kind of crazy. And so that's really there wasn't there's on record there is that he could have gotten molested, but both him and his brother say that didn't happen. There was just a guy in the town who molested another boy named Jeffrey Dahmer, which is coincidental, but that's actually what happened. So he didn't go through any of that. His dad was a little bit of a hard ass, but I mean, whose dad isn't? And so not a lot of stuff in that childhood that could have made things go wrong, but there
Do you?
are some things. Go ahead, Jesus.
I was gonna say, do you think that pedophile like wanted that credit? Like he was like, no, it was that Jeffrey that I fucking molested, not that other one.
I'm the one that sent this into motion.
Yeah, because you know every time people go crazy and everyone has like, I used to go to school with that guy and this and that, and like, do you think he's like, I'm the one who fucked that kid and made him go crazy? Like I'm the.
I didn't fuck the shit out of that one. I fucked the shit out of this one. Oh my god.
The literal shit.
Oh.
Imagine that other kid though growing.
Yes.
Imagine that other kid growing up though, like
Named
with his
Jeffrey
name being
Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, it must be kind of hard.
Yeah.
And anyway, go
That's
on,
right.
go on.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get right into our true or false. Our first question goes up to Jesus from El Paso, Texas. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Jesus. Tell a little bit to the audience about yourself.
Well, howdy, y'all. My name's Jesus. I'm from El Paso, Texas.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
I really want to win some money because I'm trying to buy some gin, and I'm gonna. I don't know why. Okay, I don't know. I'm done.
Good
Hey,
job, dude.
everyone. All
This is your first question. True or false?
right. False.
No, no, no.
There you go.
I fucking hate you, dude. True or false? Jeffrey Dahmer stole the skeleton of a fetal pig when he was in elementary school.
True, and I'll elaborate on that. So, when he was in school, you know how we would do the dissection of the pigs. He admitted that he got a boner while doing this, and to take it the next step, he fucking stole it, took it home, and actually his dad, who was a chemist, taught him how to preserve bones and shit when he was at the age of 8. So he just thought, you know, my son wants to know a little bit about bones and chemistry and all the shit that I'm into because I'm his father. Little does he know is he is teaching his fucking monster of a son on how to preserve bones in the future and how to fucking take flesh off and teaching him about chemicals and shit like that. So, true answer, Steve.
Okay, it's not.
That is correct.
He didn't ask for all that. That's a lot of shimpo. If you
No,
ask
no,
me.
no. That
Now he's
that's
just
what-
fucking flexing.
You know,
No, no, no. We discussed this before the podcast.
Oh, well, fuck me, right?
No, bitch. I
so-
discussed it with you too.
So what you're saying is this is rigged.
No shit.
no,
Steve
I had
Harvey,
no,
you
I
son
had
of a
no
bitch.
I had no idea that was going to be the question. I just knew that.
We literally talked about this last night. That they're supposed to give a true or false answer, and if it's true, they're supposed to elaborate, so I don't have to then tell the story that they already know about. Juan, you were definitely there when we were talking about it. You were just probably balls deep in a spicy nugget.
Probably. Oh,
so-
that's right. No, you're absolutely right about that. Yes, I was. And they were fucking great.
That's a true answer. He was balls deep, Steve.
All right. Here's for you, Juan. Jeffrey Dahmer killed a dog when he was 12 years old.
I'm gonna go with no. False.
False. Correct. Jeffrey Dahmer actually decapitated a dog, but it was dead already. He was very into collecting bones, which has just
Yes,
gotten
since he was, ever since he was 4, he was into, like, for the most part, yeah, they were already dead, but it wasn't until, like, a little later that he actually started killing little random creatures that he would come across.
Yeah,
And, like,
so
he would dissect them.
And he was an avid collector of roadkill and just any body he could find. He took the bones, but again, his dad, who was probably a little off, not probably, was a little off as well, saw it as like him doing community service. He was like, people got to get rid of the fucking roadkill. That's just what he's gonna grow up to be. And so
Michelle
yes.
asked if she can answer a Dahmer question.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Can I answer these trivia questions? Because it's sad to say I know a lot of Donfer. I don't think it's sad. I think it's awesome. So
Michelle,
this is
you have to take 2 shots though, um, since we're breaking rules here. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, you should.
so here's a question from Michelle, and we'll wait for her to answer in the chat, and then I will take a drink for if she misses it. Oh, that's the thing. I forgot to explain this part. If they don't get the answer right, they have to take a drink, not a shot, but a drink. So I'll drink for Michelle. I mean, I hope she drinks at home, but I'll take a shot here on the show. So here is your question, Michelle. Jeffrey Dahmer, true or false? Jeffrey Dahmer found out that he was gay when he hit puberty, but did he or did he not have intercourse with his first boyfriend? That is the question. True or false? Did he have intercourse with his first boyfriend? So we're gonna wait for Michelle to answer that. Right now is a perfect opportunity for us to take Ernie's second shot that he earned for killing 4 people. Here we go. Cheers, boys. Here's to intercourse.
With men. Or women. Or...
I like how he said that, and you could hear Josh was already drinking. He damn near spit his fucking shot out.
Aggressively drinking.
Fucking
almost
choke on that.
He almost fucking killed me. I'm not. I would have had. It was like already. This is gonna sound right up Dahmer's alley, but it was already in my throat. So like I would have like spit it out, and it would have just burned, and I would have died.
So Michelle has answered. She said he did not have intercourse with his first boyfriend.
That is correct, dude. My trivia fucking sucks because no one's getting the answers wrong. No, he did not have sex with his first boyfriend. He described the relationship as very wholesome, and both boys exploring their sexuality. But he did admit that at the very beginning, even without intercourse, he discovered very early and in that relationship that he was turned on by being dominant, which would lead to way worse than that. There's nothing wrong with being sexually dominant. There is something wrong with the level that he took it, which we will talk about. Michelle, I will drink for you. I hope you're drinking at El Velvet Elvis, located on Pershing Street off of Piedras, inside the Pershing Inn, that is serving cocktails to go and cotton candy.
I have one for you, Josh.
Strategy, Cotton. Go ahead. I like this. They usually don't ask Steve Harvey questions on Family Food, but I like this. I'm willing to do it.
Steve Harvey, remember what you did to that chick at the beauty pageant? Shit's coming back for you.
He fucked her.
Probably. Okay, so when Jeffrey Dahmer was in high school, he was known for being he was known for fucking around a lot and pranking and just being obnoxious.
Yes.
He would pretend that he was having seizures. He would pretend that he would just make animal noises and whatnot. Let me see if I can make it easier for you here. Did he do this because he was fucked up in the head? Did he do this out of joy? Or did he do this just to get a reaction out of people?
So first of all, that's not a true or false question.
No, I'm doing multiple choice because I've never done this before.
Okay,
So
what
I'm
are
gonna
my
make
choices
it.
here?
I'm
What are
giving
my
you choices since I know that I'm catching you. I'm catching you off guard.
What?
I
Okay, so
like-
what are my choices again? I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
so
like
the
how
choices are-
Juan was just like, I'm gonna just state everything that's factual in this, and I'm gonna just like try to throw a twist at the end here. But good job, Juan.
Okay,
Good job.
so what was his reasoning behind it? Was it to get a reaction out of people, or because he just couldn't help himself? He was just like, fucked up in the head. I'll leave it at those two.
So my thing is definitely. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really answer this question, but I'm going to say that it was to get a reaction out of people because he continued to do those kinds of things. He would like pretend to have seizures and all that stuff, and I want to say that at some point I read that he definitely did it to like get a reaction out of people. He wanted to have friends. He wanted people to like him, and he found out that he could do those things by making people laugh by acting like he was having seizures or that he had cerebral palsy or whatever. So I'm gonna say it was to get a reaction out of people.
Yes, that's correct. In fact, one of his former classmates, she came out and said that he got a little carried away with that shit. So it got to a point where he was like legit freaking people out, and people were starting to feel really uncomfortable around him. And she asked him like, "Why the fuck do you do all that?" And that he's the one that said it. Like, well, I just want to see how everybody reacts to it.
Yeah, so here's some just getting into his high school days where we'll skip a little bit of trivia and just give some facts out. He had a prom date, which is one more prom date than I had, for his senior prom, and he took her. You guys were supposed to laugh. That was supposed to be funny.
So
It's sad, Josh. It's just fucking sad.
I don't think we should have laughed. I think it was more siren time.
Uh, I'm more surprised that Josh had a date to begin with. No, I'm just fucking.
All right. I had a date. I had a date to my junior prom. She was a lovely, beautiful girl who left with someone else.
What was his
And his name was Omar. Oh, the dude she left. Oh, you're saying her, not the dude she left with. The dude she left with, his name was Omar.
Omar, if you're listening, that's fucked up.
Fuck
bro.
you, dude.
It's fucked up.
No, he was actually really cool, but she sucked.
My boy Juan
Well-
will fucking fuck you now. I got you, bro.
No, not Juan, Gibby.
The Gibson.
The Gibbet. You fucking roll in your grave, you piece of shit. Gibby's gonna fuck you and you're gonna die.
Give me go
So-
fuck it.
Fuck him, Gibby. So he had a prom date his senior year. I had a great time at prom my senior year. I went with my best friends, Christian and Jared. Our other best friend, Efren, decided that he was too cool to go, so he didn't go. But Jared and I and Christian and I went. We had a blast. We stayed at a hotel with a bunch of really hot girls. We didn't
Did
sleep
you?
with any of them, but we were there.
But did you leave your date there to go eat cheeseburgers in your car?
Yes, Jesus. Yes. This is
That's
exactly
so
what I wanted to get to.
fucking G of him. Dude, Jeffrey
Dude,
Dahmer
yeah,
was
that's
fucked
baller
up.
as fuck, bro.
He would drink gin on the daily since he was fucking 14. He called it his medicine. He always had that shit on him. He took his prom date. He's just like, you know what? I'm fucking bored. I'm going to go get drunk in my car. I'm going to drink my gin. I'm going to eat some fucking cheeseburgers. And fuck this bitch. I'm out. Like,
So wait, what you're
Yeah.
saying is Jeffrey Dahmer kept that motherfucking thing on him?
Dude, he did.
He kept it in his
he-
fucking locker.
Yeah, he kept gin in his locker.
Fucking whiskey and shit.
Gilbert, I have been summoned.
Michelle says he preferred dead bodies as to his living boyfriend. She also said he did this to get attention, see the reaction. It was part of his want of control of people. I also think the need of attention was lack of motherly love. And Gibby says, I have been summoned. Yes, you have been to fuck this guy named Omar, so he dies.
Just kidding.
and then when he dies, you fuck his corpse. Jeffrey Dahmer style.
Jeffrey Dahmer style.
Oh.
Jeffrey Dahmer style. Yeah, so definitely a lack of motherly love there. Again, we went over that his mom was a hypochondriac who was also severely depressed and just didn't pay a lot of attention to him. Although, and this is interesting, his parents fucking doted on his little brother. Like they love the shit out of his little brother, and they kind of just eventually were like, you know what, Jeffrey's fucked up, so Dave Dahmer is gonna get all of the fucking attention.
Sounds like a shitty name.
I thought it
Dave
was a great
Dahmer.
name. Dave Dahmer, insurance salesman. Um,
I
and
can't.
so
Could you imagine growing up being like the brother of a serial killer, just like, hey, what's going on, Dave? Hey, Dave, is it true that your brother fucks dead people? Like, what's up with that?
he's like, yeah. It's not really like a family thing though. It's like more like he wanted to do it.
You could only imagine Dave's wife when he was just like, let's try something new. She's like, motherfucker, no, motherfucker.
She's like, I married you because you were fucking vanilla, white bread. Okay? I don't want you to get any of your brother's shit. Alright? I want to live, you fucking sick fuck. And he's like crying in the corner somewhere, drinking a bottle of gin, jacking off to a picture of his brother. And so Michelle
Don't
says,
we all?
Whoa.
Michelle says, I used to take vodka in water bottles in high school. He and I would have been besties.
Dude,
Hey,
you
big bro.
probably would have. Like, he was. Okay, post high school. Okay, yeah, he was a fucking monster. But high school Dahmer was kind of cool. Like,
Dude, yeah, he was. That's where we're gonna end with High School Dahmer because we have a lot to cover still. But dude, he was fucking cool, man. So he did take the fucking fake seizure thing and stuff too far. Like people did say they were uncomfortable, but people liked him. People invited him to parties because they knew he was gonna act like a fucking clown. He left his prom date to go eat cheeseburgers, and then when she got to his car afterwards, he hadn't even cleaned up all the wrappers and shit. Like he was like, you can just move it if you want. He was drinking gin all the time, and so high school Dahmer was a fucking cool dude. We probably shouldn't say that. I don't give a fuck. And then the last thing about like his high school years is, um, he graduated from high school, which is something we don't always see. Again, drinking a lot, but people could tell something was wrong. Not the kids, but the adults. They tried several times to get him reported to like social services and that kind of thing. His counselor was like a huge advocate of trying to get him some help. Um, and Joyce and David, so his mother and his little brother, moved out of the house when he was in high school to move with some relatives. Again, she cared about the younger one, but not Jeffrey. And his parents got divorced. So, and Joyce was awarded custody of her younger son because that's what she wanted, but she did not want Jeffrey, and he was about to turn 18 anyway. So then we get on to where Jeffrey Dahmer starts moitering people.
Moida.
well, he
And
commits his first murder, and then he goes on a little bit of a cold streak.
yeah, but we got to cover this first one because it
Okay.
happens weeks after he graduates high school. So
We all have to celebrate graduating high school some way, you know?
yes, and he decided he was gonna go with picking up a hitchhiker. And here is, if you guys fucking Google this, I'm gonna kick some ass. So this is where it's gonna get a little bit harder. Jesus, are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
This is not going to be true or false because it's going to be too easy. I am going to give you a multiple choice question here. Was
shit.
the name of his killer Mark Jude Hicks, Stephen Mark Hicks, or Stevie Ray Nicks?
Okay, you lost me. How many names did you give me?
I gave you 3 names.
Okay, go with the first one again.
Stephen Jude Mix, Stephen Mark Hicks, or
I'm gonna
Steve. Okay, you already know.
I'm gonna go with the second one.
Stephen Mark Hicks.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw Jude's name in there, so that immediately could be like, what?
What? I was fucking someone's mom, not Jeffrey.
and then the last name had Stevie Nicks in it. But so he killed Stephen Mark Hicks, who was 19 years or almost 19 years old. He lured him to his house on the idea that they were gonna be drinking together. I mean, it's not that hard to get an 18-year-old kid to want some beer. They
So wait,
drank.
did he tell him like, hey Stevie, you want to come to my house and chill, bro? You guys want to just play some GameCube and chill? Some
I've
natty
got
ice?
some natty ice. I've got some natty ice. If you just want to come over, we can watch. We can,
Harold and
we
Kumar
can-
go to.
Oh yeah,
go to-
we can watch Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. We can just chill, bro. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. So,
Alright.
they go to his house, and this is gonna sound kind of fucked up because this is what we do a lot, especially pre-pandemic, is that they drank for several hours and listened to music. So now I never know if you guys are gonna fucking kill me when we do that. And after a long time, Hicks started getting weirded out, and he said he was going to leave. And Dahmer kept saying, "Nah, dude, it's fine. Like, you don't have to go anywhere." And then Dahmer bludgeoned him to death with a 10-pound dumbbell. And
Well, I don't think any of us has made a move on you. Like, I don't know, speak-
this is gonna be a Dead by Daylight exclusive. I've literally kissed Ernie on the mouth.
oh well. I guess.
Was there tongue involved?
No, there was not
You
tongue
guys-
involved.
You guys.
Any fondling?
So you guys were chilling, bro? Like you guys.
We were having a couple natty ices. We were watching Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
You guys had the
And,
GameCube.
Yeah, we
Big-
just
Big black
it was-
dildo.
Yeah, no, we were very drunk, and there were girls there, and they kept fucking. We were trying to get them to kiss, and so.
You fucking American pied it.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we American pied it. We American pied it just a little.
Jerk each other off, guys.
No, it was literally a peck, and we were both disgusted and had to take a shot afterwards.
Well, there you
Dahmer
guys
strangled
have it.
him to death after he hit him, and he took his clothes off of him, and he started jacking off over the corpse. And the following day, he cuts his body up into tiny pieces, and he buries the remains in a shallow grave in his backyard. He actually, so getting into a little Breaking Bad, decided that he was going to dissolve the flesh in acid before flushing the solution down the toilet. He crushed the bones with a sledgehammer and scattered them in a woodland behind the family home. So let's dissect this just a little bit before we continue with our trivia and with what's going to happen later. Already, there's so much fucked up shit happening here.
That's
the
pretty intense for a first kill. I feel like that's
Yeah.
a lot that went involved for a first kill. Most times it's often like, oh, this happened and they fucking killed him and then they threw the body away. Like, he really fucking dug into it first kill.
Yeah, so what we see from like BTK is that he had to like put his toes in the water before he really got into the super fucked up shit. You see that with a lot of killers. Ed Kemper admits that his first kill was, he was like, man, he wanted to get it over as quick as possible, and he talks about how it's always like more difficult than you actually think it is and all that stuff. We don't get any of that from Jeffrey Dahmer. He bludgeons him with a fucking dumbbell and then chokes him to death with it. He immediately is like, I need to jack off now. And jacks off onto the dead corpse. And then we see a multitude of ways of getting rid of the body, which is also something incredibly unique to him. A lot of the times you hear what is called an MO, which is that these serial killers repeat themselves and do the exact same thing every time. This is not the case with Jeffrey Dahmer. As a matter of fact, his viciousness in which he did these kills would continue to accelerate. Michelle says, "Want to claw and draw?" Dahmer luring in hipster artists into his home. Yeah, I mean, you would find that he eventually goes to prostitutes. But there had to be some creativity here. So 6 weeks after he murders Hicks, Dahmer's father and his fiancée return home. Ultimately, what it comes down to is that his father wasn't happy with him, and he was like, dude, you got to do something. You can't just fucking hang around the house all day. He goes into the army. Here's Juan's question. Was Jeffrey Dahmer stationed in A, Munich, Germany, B, Werther, Germany, or C, Baumholder, Germany? Juan? Oh, fuck me, dude.
Oh, my bad. I fucking...
He
Jacking
fucking
off,
jerking
it's
one
only
off like, oh my god.
Yeah,
fucking-
I was getting off on some Dahmer Fuck, dude. Like, you went specific there. I'm gonna
He
go.
gave me fucking names. I mean,
Repeat them again, real quick. I'm sorry.
We've got Munich, Germany. We've got Werther, Germany, and we've got Baumholder, Germany.
I'm gonna go with the last one.
Damn it! I cannot fucking trick anyone today.
And honestly, I'm guessing because I knew he was in the military. I know what he did in there and everything, but I forgot what the fuck he did in there.
Well,
I mean, where the
please
fuck he went. I'm sorry.
please tell us what he did in the military.
Yeah, please.
Well, he was discharged, honorable discharge. I'm sorry, and it was because they thought he was like unstable, obviously. But he was being accused by other soldiers that he was, raping other soldiers in there. That he was just butt fucking them.
Yeah, so he
Yeah,
was
just butt fucking him. Like how he said
over over a 17-month period. He raped one soldier repeatedly, and then another soldier he was drugging him and then raping him, and was dishonorably discharged for that. He was eventually sent to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and then he went home to Florida because he was just tired of all this shit.
Well,
And,
when they discharged him, they gave him like a plane ticket. They're like, you could pick anywhere you want to go, and he chose to go to Miami. So, question to you guys: if you're got a free ticket to go anywhere you guys want to go, where do you think you would take that ticket to?
damn, that's a good question.
That is a good question. I'd go to Japan, to be honest.
I would go to London and watch an Arsenal game.
Ah,
What
Ernie.
about you?
Me? Fuck. Sorry, I was focusing on the game. I would go to Japan. Or Iceland.
Japan too.
To Japan.
Iceland. Yeah, yeah.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
Where would you go, Jesus?
I really love going to either Dallas or SoCal. I don't know what about it.
Dallas?
Well,
Yeah, I just like going there a lot.
Well, that's,
I mean, I'm a fucking-
That's, underwhelming.
I love going to Dallas for Stars games and because I have a lot of friends there. But if I had a ticket anywhere in the world, no, I'll just drive to Dallas. It's fucking 10 hours.
Oh, yes, you're right.
But SoCal I get. SoCal's dope.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's continue with the story.
So, he is a heavy drinker, which is something we can relate to. He gets arrested, which is what we talked about earlier. So this is something that everybody, that at least we all know, so it's not going to be a trivia question. He was on fucking probation while he committed another just case of systemic injustice. This guy was on probation the whole time he was killing. Not the first murder, obviously, but with the murders we're about to get into, he's on probation because he was arrested for being drunk. And disorderly conduct, I guess, technically is what it was. But and he served like 10 days in prison, and then eventually couldn't. But he was still on probation. The grandmother, who always loved him and always like showed affection for him, was the one that she let him move in, and they wanted him to find a job and all that kind of stuff. So here is the next question. What was Jeffrey Dahmer's first job in Florida? Jesus. Was it A, medical assistant? Was it B, a dental assistant? Or C, a phlebotomist?
When he first got to Florida,
Yeah.
if I'm not okay, well, I know where this question's going because I know he worked as a phlebotomist. But if I'm not mistaken, he worked at a sandwich shop for a few months prior to becoming.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
before.
I meant to say Wisconsin.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, because he worked at a sandwich shop. When he got to Wisconsin, he was a phlebotomist.
Yeah, he was a
at a plasma
phlebotomist,
center.
and that's why I'm drinking these red beers today. For one of his urges that he wanted, because he had it in him that he wanted to fucking kill again, but he didn't want to. He's like, he was one of those killers who fucking he didn't really want to kill, but he fucking had to kill, I guess. and he was working as a phlebotomist for, I believe, 10 months, if I'm not mistaken. And in that time, he would fucking steal pints of blood from the center and go home and drink it.
Yeah, so he was actually never caught doing that. It was something that he would admit to later. But he was actually just laid off from his job because they couldn't afford to have him. Michelle says he also used to work at a chocolate factory,
Hmm.
which is also true. The sandwich shop. He was unemployed a lot though. Didn't like working, um, and he again would get arrested. Again, he's on longer probation this time for violating his probation. He eventually would work at the chocolate factory and stuff like that. So here's Juan's next question.
Jeffrey Dahmer and the Chocolate Factory.
Bring it, big boy.
Where would Jeffrey Dahmer encounter his third or his second victim rather? Um, at a bathhouse, A, at B, at a hotel, or C, at a bar.
Holy shit. I'm gonna go with a bar. Because he
God
was an
damn it.
alcoholic.
Fucking,
And I mean, that's really when. That's basically what he was known for, that his like inner monster would come out when he was under the influence of alcohol. So I'm gonna, go with that.
Yeah, so that definitely had a lot to do with what, like, he was his most true self when he was drinking. But the reason that question might have been tricky is because he was meeting men for sex at bathhouses before he started to have urges to kill them again. Again, very violent sex, very domineering sex. And he actually met the guy at the bar, but then convinced him to go back to his hotel room. And that's where all of this shit started happening.
He
Um,
didn't plan on killing this guy, though. I know he blacked out drunk, and he woke up to the guy being dead. He says that this kill actually he doesn't remember at all, since he was blackout drunk for this one. But he woke up, the fucking face was completely beaten in, his chest was beaten in. There was just blood everywhere. And in true Jeffrey fashion, he said, "Shit, let me make myself a cup of coffee, and let's take care of this
and he
mess."
just chilling out. Yeah. So
uh,
part of the fucked up part here too is, so even though he didn't intend on killing him, he admits later that he did have every intention of drugging him and then raping him.
yeah.
So you can't start to think to yourself like, oh, okay, well, he just did it in a fit of rage. Like maybe the murder, yes, but his intentions were always sinister, and they were
Yeah.
always driven by this sexual deviancy of not just dominating men, but brutally dominating them in a way that was beyond sexual, but really, having his influence over these people. Um,
With
and
go I just want to like elaborate because it was pretty fucked up when I read for with this. I don't know if you were going to go into it, but with this kill, I mean, he didn't know what to do, so he went to get fucking like a luggage bag, and he was like into like kind of these small thin boys, and he fucking stuffed that person in the luggage bag and just like walked out of that hotel nonchalant, just like, all right, well, I'm checking out now. Like,
So, true or false? Jeffrey Dahmer. Oh, this is for you, Jesus. Jeffrey Dahmer kept the head of his victim in a preserving liquid before finally taking it with him once he left the hotel a week later.
um. I know for that kill, he preserved the head and the dick and balls. Um, Trying to think if he put it in. I want to say he did put it in a liquid, but I'm not too sure. I think he just wrapped it up and put it in the freezer. The head. I think he put the dick and balls in a preservative, though. If I'm remembering
Give me a
correctly,
goddamn answer, Jesus.
I'm gonna go with false.
Fucking finally got somebody. No, so this was the first time he ever tried the solution that he used, where he did boil the head in a mixture of Soilex and bleach, and so that he could retain it. And then he preserved once it was he thought it was be preserved. He did take it with him as well as the dick and balls. Um,
Got to take that dick and balls with you. Got to take the dick and balls.
You always gotta take the dick and balls. So just to give me a little bit of a break, can you tell us a little bit without any fucking trivia? Can you tell us a little bit about his next murder, which is going to be the Native American young man?
Um, hold on.
Seriously? You've known every question and now?
uh,
Here, I got you.
yeah,
So
start me off and then I'll go into it. Just give me, yeah, because
So
I'm.
his next killing, and really this is what makes him a serial killer because the first kill, I mean, he didn't really know he was going to do it. The second one, he was blackout drunk. But here's where we see the actual pattern. There was a 14, and this is where we get the pedophilia, but it was on accident. He didn't know the boy was 14. He thought he was young, but not that young. Native
Yes.
Native American prostitute named James Doxeter, lured into his home by offering him $50 to pose nude, not even to have sex. But they did have sex, and then drugged him and killed him. So he left that body in his cellar for a week before chopping everything up, and he threw his remains in the trash, which is something that we're going to start seeing often. Is that he just eventually figures he's like, dude, if I just chop him up enough and put him into trash bags, like I can just fucking put it in the trash and no one's gonna fucking notice. Um, and he disposed of the trash, but he kept the skull for several months. Um, and here we go. One.
You got
Squid.
you got to keep the head. Every man likes a little head. You know what I'm
Everybody likes a
saying?
little bit of head.
Siren
Um,
time.
uh,
True or false? His next
every man likes a
victim.
little bit of head. I'm just kidding. That was the question. All right, go for it.
uh, True or false? His next victim was met at a gay bar called the Tool Factory.
Huh. Isn't that the place downtown
Oh
here?
man. No, that's false.
God damn it, Juan. You're killing it
God
today.
damn it.
His next victim was met at a gay bar called the Phoenix. Dahmer lured
Yes.
Guerrero to his grandmother's residence, and
How
so
was
he
he
still.
fucking all these men at his grandma's house? Like, that's like some smooth ass talking. Like, hey, you trying to go to my grandma's house and fuck? Like,
I mean, I think as someone who has experienced fucking people in their parents' house, you just tell them like, "Hey, you want to go to my house?" Instead of being like, "Oh yeah, it's my grandma's house."
Yeah, by then the grandma would be asleep. She was an older lady, obviously,
And
so
he took
they
him
didn't
to
have
like
to
the
explain
basement.
shit.
Yeah, he just walks in the door, goes straight to the basement, get your gay on, and
They're already drunk and fucked up. They're not asking questions like, "Hey, you live with your grandma or your dad or mom?" Like, no.
what are these dentures doing right here?
oh, I don't know. Um,
It's not my grandma's house. No, bend over.
so we get continued, and we're not gonna skip over them, but we're gonna get go on a little bit of a run here because again, we still got some stuff to cover. A lot of these young men are drugged and then raped and then killed. Some of them are drugged and then killed and then raped. Coffee. He gets some of them with coffee. He gets some of them with just regular like liquor. Like some of them are just drinking with him, and he drugs their drink. He does kill a 13-year-old boy at some point, but again, it was a prostitute who he perceived as being older. Um, and those are his next slew of victims. This
I heard that like for these younger ones, like his thing that he didn't really like hairy men. So he liked a nice clean chest,
Oh, I would have been
and
saved.
yeah,
I
you
would
would
have
have been
been
sick.
fucked.
Yeah, I
yeah,
could see I could see Juan hanging out at those clubs. Uh, uh,
you want to see
and
my giant dick?
Back in my BTC days. Just kidding.
and then actually that whole him drugging people for one of the people that he lured to his place backfired. He actually accidentally took the wrong drink. He fucking passed out and woke up. He got robbed. Um, can't really report it because I guess you're gonna be like, I was trying to fucking murder and rape someone, and
Right.
I fucking ended up getting robbed myself. So go on.
Well, so going to your point about his grandma, she does eventually ask him to leave because she had a problem. I mean, she didn't know about any of the killing. She just had a problem with the gay sex part. And so
That damn Jeffrey bringing all those boys over. I just hear him yelling through the middle of the night. God damn it.
she could get over the literal bone collecting, but not the figurative bone collecting. And
Well,
Well,
so,
he was living in a time where it was like really shameful to be gay.
yeah,
Um,
of course.
I know he spoke about like when he was drinking when he was younger, like that played part of it. Like he was very ashamed of who he was. He was very ashamed of that he would like get fucking boners when he was cutting up those pigs. He was fucking ashamed that he was gay, so he would drink it to really suppress all of that. So even with everything that's going on, like he really didn't have an outlet to speak or anything like that. He just fucking like, all right, this is how I'm gonna suppress this fucking deep dark thought.
Yeah, so he after, I mean, he goes through that. He eventually has to move out of his grandparents' house, or his grandma's house rather. He is arrested for sexually assaulting a 13-year-old boy, which again, like, you would think that he would spend more than 10-year-old, not just sexually assaulted him, drugged him and sexually assaulted him, and you would think that would be enough to put him in prison for a long time. It's not. He's a white male, and he goes to jail for 10 days. And then and before his sentencing is actually, kills another man, a 24-year-old man, again meets him at a game bar, same thing, drug, rape, kill. um and actually he took that young man, not kid, to his grandmother's home. um and because he had gotten kicked out of his apartment because of all of the stuff with the younger boy. So he's back with his grandma's house. He doesn't give a fuck. He places that corpse into his grandma's basement, um, and he's preserving fucking heads. He's preserving body parts that he can. He's throwing a bunch of stuff in the trash, and he eventually gets over his first parole, um, and he's back with his grandmother. He does move out in 1990 into a very rough part of town, but he's not paying very much to be there, which is what works for him because he's not interested in working and he knows what he wants, and that is gay sex, and then to kill that person. Well, to drug them and then kill them. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next set of killings. So he kills 17 people, all in all. We've already gone through about six. The next ones, there's nothing really that strange about what's going to happen moving forward. As far as, like, of course it's all strange, but it's not like he deviates a lot from what's happening. There is one more 14-year-old boy, but again, there's a 31-year-old, there's a 28-year-old, there's a 29-year-old. So there's a 20-year-old. So to say that he was a pedophile, I mean, possibly, maybe he liked both, but I think really you're looking at he liked them young, he liked them hairless, which is a disturbing detail, but he wasn't really going after. He wasn't considered a pedophile. Um, the part where it starts getting strange is what is our next trivia question, and this is for you, Jesus. True or false? Jeffrey Dahmer performed a lobotomy on one of his victims, 31-year-old Tony Hughes.
True.
are you taking a guess?
No,
So it's not technically a lobotomy
lobotomy.
because
Yeah, yeah,
a
because it's
lobotomy
not
is
going
like
through the nose.
right. But he
Yeah.
He was
did.
trying to like put some acid or something, right? And
Yeah.
their
So
head
go
to
go ahead and tell us this so I can stop talking.
Yeah, no, he wanted to make a sex slave. He wanted a fucking sex zombie. I mean, don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Yes. Go
Go,
on.
go on. And he thought, okay. I mean, because with Jeffrey, a lot of it was he wanted to like cuddle afterwards and shit like that. But he just wanted them to not move. He just wanted them. It wasn't like he just wanted. All right, I just want to fuck this thing. I don't want them to move. I don't. I just want them to take this dick. Like we all want, right? Anyway, he fucking used to drill holes in their head and pour it with battery acid to create this sort of zombie. He did battery acid. He used boiling water. He was trying to experiment to fucking figure out, okay, what's gonna work here? How am I gonna create this slaves? And for the most part, it kind of worked. I mean, he fucked them up pretty bad, but they didn't really live long after he performed that procedure on them. And afterwards, I mean, true Jeffrey Dahmer style is he would fucking save those bodies up. He'd cut off the parts and pieces that he loved the most. He would cuddle with the corpses and fucking jerk off on them.
Yeah. So one of his like biggest quotes, or one of his most famous quotes, is, and during his confession, is like, "I didn't want them to move." And the way that he says it and the look on his face when he says it is absolutely bone chilling. This man had very, very deep seated issues, and we see the same thing with him that we see with a lot of killers. What we talked about with BTK is that these men are objects to him, nothing more, nothing less. They are objects, and he doesn't care about the person or anything, and he just wants a body there. He just wants holes, literally. He
I
doesn't want them to talk. He doesn't want them to move.
I actually read that he had trained himself to think that when he was living with his grandma growing up, he had stolen a mannequin from a, I guess, a dress store or whatever. Bringing it back, he used to fuck the mannequin, and he had taught himself that these objects are just for your sexual pleasure and that's it. It's
Yeah,
nothing more.
so basically, yeah, if he basically turned him, if he convinced himself that these people were just objects and not actual breathing, human beings or anything like that, then he wouldn't have such a hard time doing what he was doing. So that's how he fucking desensitized himself, essentially.
Which his grandma found the mannequin. And I bet that is an awkward breakfast, right? Like, Jeffrey, I found your toy.
Oh God.
God damn it, Grandma! Stop going to my fucking room.
Oh, he could have
My
said, "Hey,
room,
they're
Grandma.
Halloween props. I have some fucking mannequins in my fucking garage."
Oh
I'm sure you
shit.
do. So Michelle says, "Sorry, randomly threw that out there, but my good friend moved to Wisconsin for a while, and her coworker would boast that he worked at the same factory with Dahmer. He also kept a shrine, not her friend, but Dahmer, kept a shrine
No,
in his
let's
locker
let's
of the men
let's
he
say her
killed,
friend.
preserved parts, in the factory that he moved to in his infamous apartment. I have a question. What did Dahmer say to Lorena Bobbitt?
Ooh,
Uh,
ooh.
Go ahead, one.
I know this one. Son of a bitch.
I don't think he said that.
No, it's a joke.
She's the one who cut that dude's dick off, right?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
that.
I made several jokes about that one.
Oh.
What the fuck did he? Are you going to eat that? Right? Because
Ah.
you know how she, her dick came off, got cut off.
Are you
Yeah,
gonna eat?
Michelle saved you and put the answer right before you said it.
Well,
Oh,
definitely Josh would. I mean, we discussed that in the beginning of the episode.
Only in the context that my other choice is to eat or fuck a vagina,
Well,
and I have to fuck one of them.
yeah. Put a nice dry rub on it.
Are you gonna eat that? Yeah. So yeah, there we go. So and here's where we start. So the sex zombie is the first weird part. Which one of you wants to talk about his beginnings into cannibal? Well, let's just get into the cannibalism part of it, because we really are running out of time at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah, no. I mean, we could tell by Dahmer little by little he was upping what he was doing. First it was
Right.
some killing, some strangulation. It was just a lot of drugging. It was a lot of sex, and it just wasn't really doing it. He would say that it wasn't really doing it for him anymore. So he upped it to fucking cannibalism. He said that some of his favorite parts for eating were like the biceps, the legs. They said that he would hold on to a bicep and jerk off at the same time, um, which is
Ugh.
interesting. I don't know how if giving yourself like a Dutch rudder kind of. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
good old Dutch rudder.
good old Dutch rudder, and
You,
he
I'm gonna hold it. You just work my arm.
And I mean, he kept on upping his kills, and he even voiced too. You know, he would only kill and preserve the ones that he liked the most, only the pretty ones. So can you imagine getting fucked by Dahmer, and he's like, "You weren't really a pretty one. I didn't really want to save you." Like some pretty bad self-esteem that you might have on your end.
Oh, what? I'm not good enough to be fucking preserved? Piece of
You don't want to
shit.
preserve my dick? What the fuck, bro?
It's pretty fucking harsh.
Uh,
Let's take a break here before we get into the end of our Jeffrey Dahmer segment. Again, we wanted to get into like his origins and where he started, and then there's a lot of killings that are kind of the same until they escalate. First with the sex zombies, and then second with the cannibalism, which is ultimately where he would end before he got caught. So, what do we owe you, Ernie, if anything? Because I know that you're having a rough go of it. Do we owe you any shots or anything?
Not a damn thing. I'm gonna play Fall Guys for you
ugh.
guys.
So been a
Fall
rough night,
Guys.
huh?
What happened?
That fucking song, the Fall Guys song, is fucking.
Oh, he really is gonna switch to Fall Guys.
This is a first.
Yeah, so for the first time ever on Death by Daylight,
Daylight.
we're gonna be deaf.
Look at that cock. Look at that cock right there. Jeffrey would have fucking ate it in an instant.
We're going to be deaf by Fall Guys for while we finish up a couple
A
of
lot of guys
others here.
fell due to Jeffrey
So
Dahmer.
just
17 to
just a quick drinking game that I'm gonna come up with on the spot. Whenever Ernie gets through the first round, we take a drink. Second round, we take a chug. If he gets through the third round, we will take a shot
Sounds good.
for our Fall Guys session here.
If
And
Ernie doesn't qualify, he takes a shot.
ooh, for the first, yeah, if he doesn't qualify on the first one,
Yeah.
I fucking love it. I love it. So enjoy some Fall Guys, and we're gonna go ahead and finish Jeffrey Dahmer. I think the image of Ernie playing Fall Guys while we talk about Jeffrey Dahmer is pretty fucking hilarious. So that works for me. So again, like I just said, the brutalizing and the sex zombies, and then the eating. So let's talk about his cannibalism just a little bit. And not, actually not just a little bit, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about his descent into cannibalism. Um, People started to notice that something was very wrong because, again, he was belligerent drunk. He was a belligerent drunk. He was a fall down blackout drunk. And so people started to not like him, and they started to suspect him of doing something, even if it wasn't the length of the crimes that he had partaken in, or that we eventually find out that he partook in. Um, but he eventually gets into not just preserving bodies, and not just not just brutalizing and not just raping, but he started to eat, and that starts with 20-year-old Matt Turner, who he met at a bus station, um, and 23-year-old Jeremiah Weinberger. He both took to his apartment and drugged and raped and killed, but he would harvest their organs, um, and eventually he would decide that he was going to boil some of their. So the way he killed one of them, dude, which is so fucked up, is that he injected him with fucking boiling water.
Ugh.
I imagine that has to be the absolute worst way to go out. Or one of them. Holy fuck! And the thing is that he injected him with boiling water, which sent him into a coma. But that poor bastard didn't die until 2 days later.
God
And
damn.
yeah, I mean, just really brutal. Even with BTK, man, like it's not like I want to give BTK any kind of credit or say, or any of the guys we've covered. I mean, the Toy Box Killer was brutal in his own way, but holy fuck, is Jeffrey Dahmer just next
Shit.
level fucking sick, man. To know the amount of suffering that someone is going to go through in 48 hours when you do something like that to them, it is just next level fucking fucked up. Um,
He
and
was fucking
so
proud of it too.
yeah, so those two victims are eventually going to be cannibalized, as well as Lacey. I can't remember his name, his first name. But he's also going to be cannibalized. So what he did with the bodies is he left them in a freezer, and he put them in a freezer um, and a refrigerator, and then he eventually he boiled the meat, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what.
He boiled them, and then he would also preserve them by putting them on ice in his fucking bathtub. And he wanted to keep, obviously the ice cold, so he forced himself to take cold showers. That way the ice wouldn't melt. And he said that taking cold showers was very uncomfortable, but it was well worth it. So he can fucking cuddle the bodies afterwards.
Oh my god. So so
You got to
the
make sacrifices. I mean, you got to make some sacrifices.
so
So,
it's not like we're trying to like brush over the cannibalism here, but it I think that we're gonna have cannibalism in episodes later with like the Donner Party and stuff, where this isn't like there's really not anything to it. He was just a sick fuck and he wanted to taste somebody. I mean that's what it came down to, and it really wasn't that complicated or that he didn't say later he's like I was trying to consume their souls. Like no, he was just a sick fuck. Dahmer is captured by someone just being fucking smart. That's what it comes down to. See something, say something. He invited a trio of male prostitutes to his house to take nude photos. And one of the prostitutes was like, "It smells like dead body in here." And there's also a 58-gallon blue plastic drum in the apartment that is filled with some kind of foul smelling chemical. Um, and
they actually complained to his neighbors too about the smell, and he would just be like, it's
ugh.
fucking I had a dead fish." And then the fucking landlord was like, "All right, dead fish. There you go. Works for me."
Sounds good to me, Jeff. Um, and so yeah, so Edwards was just really smart. He was just a really smart guy who decided that this wasn't okay, um, and and ultimately John Dahmer tried to kill him, and he tried to kill all three of them, but Edwards ends up escaping. He ends up talking to the Milwaukee police, and Dahmer is in. He's caught. Like it wasn't enough. They weren't going to believe a gay prostitute. That's just the way that it was, and so they had to send in some undercover guys, and he fell for it because ultimately, man, it's hard to believe that Jeffrey Dahmer was that smart. And here's the other part where we have a systemic failure. They didn't care about gay people. They didn't care about gay prostitutes being killed. They didn't care about a gay man killing gay prostitutes. And he was openly gay outside of his killing and stuff. He did have intercourse and did go out looking for sex without killing people.
Yeah, he would
And
go to gay pride parades and everything like that out there in like the Chicago area.
and the fact is that if you're a gay man in Milwaukee, you are going to be known as gay. I mean, if you're even remotely openly gay in Milwaukee, people are going to talk about it. It wasn't something that was accepted specifically in the American Northwest. It just wasn't Midwest. I'm sorry, not Northwest. They call it the Midwest. Milwaukee, they're not very accepting of gay people at this point in time, and so people knew he was gay, and so they especially don't care. They don't care about gay prostitutes, but they especially don't care about a gay man killing gay prostitutes. It's just not something that's on their radar that they're gonna fucking deal with. And even though these men were disappearing and all of this stuff, it's just nobody gave a fuck. These investigations often were ruled as well, they ran off with somebody and that's why we've never seen them again, or they were gay and they went to San Francisco. Literally, that was one of the cops told the family is, look, gay people run away from Milwaukee all the time because it's not exactly a gay haven. So he probably went to the West Coast and didn't tell you because you've hated him his whole life for being gay. And they would just catch him. They would just catch him. He was just caught. They found some body parts. They found some photographs. They found all of his fucking chemicals and his drugs and his fucking everything that he had used. He was just caught. I mean, there was no way for him to get out at this point. um, and he went to jail and would eventually just confess.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I bet he thought he wasn't. I mean, I knew he probably thought it, and I'm gonna. This is all gonna catch up to me eventually. But with all the times that he's been running with the law, I mean, this whole time he was killing people. He was on probation, and just the fact that those cops, like you had mentioned, his targets were gay men. You know, most of them, for the most part, they were gay black men. So I bet he just felt like, you know what, no one really gives a fuck. No one's ever gonna catch me, and the evidence was all right there in front of the cops. And I bet even at that, he thought, you know, I'm probably gonna get out of this, because for the most part, he just got a fucking slap in the hand. Um, he's fucking
Yeah, he
jerking off in
went.
front of kids. He's fucking killing people, and he's getting $50 fines and 10 nights in jail and fucking
Yeah,
nothing.
and he made sure that all his targets were basically people that no one was gonna really give a fuck about, like drifters and drug dealers, prostitutes, and all that stuff. So that's how he kind of chose them, and it ended up becoming like a thing where people were wondering, like, is it race motivated because he wasn't killing white people?
And I think the answer to that question is it was race related in so much that he thought he was going to get over it. But I really honestly think he just had a thing for black men. I mean, ultimately, you can kill and all that kind of stuff without. The fact is, he had sex with a lot of black men without killing them. I mean, there is a number of people that he did kill, but there were plenty of black men that he had sex with without killing them. So I think some of it was racially motivated in the fact that maybe they weren't going to investigate, but ultimately he was just attracted to them, which was unfortunate for them.
Just so they
Um,
have nicer penises, you know?
Big black dicks. Michelle says, "I just realized y'all are playing Fall Guys. I don't know why I lolled so hard. Dahmer and Fall Guys, my perfect Friday night." Yes, Michelle.
Thank you.
Uh, we're glad that you like it. Sometimes you just have a rough day on one game, and you get frustrated, and Fall Guys is always the perfect way to unwind. We do have a drinking game going with Fall Guys. What is the status with that, Ernie?
So you guys owe me a sip, and I owe you a shot.
For sure,
Oh
for sure.
shit.
Let's take
Okay.
a
Bet.
drink, boys.
Take a drink, boys.
So I'm sure that we were getting into the led to Dahmer's arrest, which he did
Oh,
confess.
go
Huh?
ahead. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just because I know we're getting kind of into the night. So, with Dahmer's arrest, he did start talking. He's right away just, all right, yeah, this is gonna happen. I mean, all the fucking evidence and all the bodies are right there. Which the detective at first too was just like, he didn't really write any of the stuff that Dahmer was telling him at first, and he was just like, "Oh fuck, this guy's being serious." He just thought that he had probably a few kills in the house, and that's it. And I don't understand how you're gonna find fucking heads in someone's home and preserve penises and be like, this guy's probably just pulling our chain. He probably has like one or two bodies. Like that's about it. But
They
uh,
just didn't give a fuck, dude.
they really did
like
just
that.
poor
Well,
police work.
like that one 14-year-old kid that he fucking that got away, and that the cops literally returned him to him because they were like, he told them like, oh, he's my drunk lover, and like the cops just were kind of joking about it. They were even heard on the radio that like, oh, like we don't want to get involved with these, like, these faggots or like these gay dudes. Like they were just being really fucked up about it. And yeah, they were hurt saying that. And one of the officers was actually fired.
The what?
The what?
Uh,
No, I'm not saying. I'm quoting them. Like they were literally being messed up about it.
Yeah.
Like that's what the kind of things they were saying. And then, you know, they essentially just gave that little boy back to Dahmer, which he went on to basically rape and murder and eat.
Yeah, it
And
was
I want to
pretty
rape
fucked
your
up.
dot.
Uh, and Dahmer ends up getting, he confesses to everything, and everyone is completely fucking shocked. And so he does, if I'm not mistaken, he takes a deal, and there's no fucking death penalty in Wisconsin at the time, Josh?
yeah, so he takes a deal. Well, no, there is a death penalty. He takes the deal to avoid the death
Okay,
penalty.
okay.
And but that wouldn't matter because
Actually,
um,
also too with Dahmer, he called a lot of his families that were dead, and he thought he was gonna bring them closure by telling them, "Hey, don't look for your loved one anymore. I killed him." Click. Like,
dude,
I don't,
yeah,
I don't know his fucking thought process with that. I think he was like, they probably want to hear, this. I'm being a nice guy about doing this for them, but
he
no.
just had no grip of reality, man. He just had no even that.
Remorse.
Well, and even that, like even his claim to be calling the families to like give him closure, that's fucking bullshit. Like the reason he was calling those families was because he wanted the gratification of telling them that he had killed those people. Um, and sometimes we talk about serial killers and we glorify them, especially as Americans. We talk about like, man, like he did this and he did that, and this is kind of cool. Jeffrey Dahmer doesn't have any redeeming qualities after he starts killing people. Before he started killing people, like he could be seen as a cool dude, but afterwards, to have the audacity to sit and call someone's family after you have raped and murdered their child, there's just no there's a special place in hell for those kinds of people.
I
But
will. I will.
again,
I will say this real quick. BTK is still by far the most fucking bitch killer of all time. Compared to like somebody like Dahmer, who was he was a piece of shit. But going back to that old topic we had with BTK,
Yeah, BTK was definitely a big piece of shit, and so would Dahmer. And to the fact
they're
that they
both.
knew they knew once they put Dahmer with the general population that it was over for him. They kept him away. They kept him in solitary for a while, but after time, they're like, well, we have to put you with the general pop, and I believe that lasted very shortly. Um, he was attacked and fucking killed in prison.
Yeah, he
Um,
pissed off. He pissed off a lot of people. Nobody liked him, and the guy who killed him, he basically was saying that he was just kind of poking fun at the kills that he had. He would play with his food. He would basically like get his food and like make it seem like it was like a human body parts, and he would throw in the ketchup to kind of make it seem like blood. And he was just fucking around a lot, and they just couldn't stand him. So he finally he was murdered by another inmate. And that inmate was even saying that the guards were basically hoping that that's what was going to happen. They wanted him to die.
well, and his cellmate would, I mean, he was already serving life, so
Yeah,
he
for
just
another murder.
well, and the fact is that he would be held as a hero by the rest of the inmates and the guards because Jeffrey Dahmer was such an annoying asshole.
Yeah.
And so he was treated very well in prison uh, as he lived out his life. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Um, we've been going a long time.
yeah.
We tried to
So
get to
there's a
as
lot of
much of
cover with Dahmer though. So I know we were trying to make these a little bit shorter, but
Just
so
one last shitty thing.
sure.
The guy the one that survived him, that was the reason he got caught. He went on to end up being charged for murder himself after getting into I think he got in a fight with a homeless man, and then he ended up getting thrown off of a bridge and drowning.
holy
So it's
shit.
kind of fucked up how his final survivor, well, his only survivor, I guess, ended up being a killer himself too. So
Hmm.
Well, and that goes into the cycle of, if something like that happens to you, you're way more likely to eventually do that to somebody. So that concludes our episode about Jeffrey Dahmer. Michelle says, "Oh, this is a BTK poem. Roses are red, so is the blood. Dahmer's my hero. I'm so in love." So BTK in love with Jeffrey Dahmer.
BTK such a bitch.
Dude,
we're gonna
yeah,
stick with
man,
that.
just the lamest motherfuckers on the planet. These two guys. um, and so a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of really brutal killings, a lot of different because he's a homosexual, different because he's a homosexual and not necessarily a pedophile. Eventually, we've done John Wayne Gacy, haven't we? Or was that the
Yeah.
episode nobody heard?
Yeah, when we did the clown
No.
episode.
Yeah. I'm I,
Okay,
I'm
yeah. So
I'm sure we'll
Revisit.
we'll revisit some of these guys later on while we're still getting are in touch as far as how we're putting these streams together, or we're continuously working as far as what we can do. Obviously, Ernie's been working really hard putting the graphics together. We're doing our best so we can go ahead and up the content as far as what information we're gathering for you guys. So we really appreciate you guys coming out to us. I mean, episode 23. I didn't think we were going to get past 10, fellas, so this is a fucking great accomplishment. I'm so fucking happy, and I love doing it with you boys on a Friday night.
Dude,
Doing it with us.
Dude, all right, so while we're ending it, I'll end it on a fun fact that I never got to tell you guys about Dahmer. So in his time when he was thinking he was invincible, he was in jail. He was doing a year in jail for some of his smaller crimes and shit. He got out and he was thinking, "Fuck, I'm gonna go to jail for a very long time." They gave it to where he could go to that chocolate factory and work, and then they gave him a 12-hour period for, I believe, Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken, and it was so he can go with his family and spend time with his family during this time. And he said, "I'm gonna go out and rape and kill someone." He ends up going out to the bar. He ends up getting fucking blacking out to waking up for some guy is raping him instead. He's shoving a candlestick up his ass,
holy
and
fuck.
and then he has to just go back to jail to spend his time there, because that was how he spent his 12 hours out of jail, getting the candlestick shoved up your ass. So
Holy
we're
shit.
gonna end it with that.
Well, I've got some stuff to do
All
before.
Before the candlestick.
That actually was a fun fact, because fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So we've got some housekeeping stuff real quick. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We're here. Cheers, Michelle. We love you. Thank you for hanging out. We are here every Friday. Sometimes we're here on Wednesday, which will be moving forward. If you have any criticism, feel free to contact me and I will take it. But if you have praise about the graphics, about the level of production that is being stepped up, about that stuff, make sure you reach out to Ernie and tell him that it's going well, because he's been working really, really hard on that side of things to make sure that we're giving you guys the best product possible. And it's not easy. It's not easy to do these kinds of things. And he was working literally 2 hours before we went on to stream. He was on here trying to make the experience better for everybody. So reach out to him, let him know. Reach out to us if you have any kind of questions. Reach out to us if you want to play with us. Reach out to us if you want us to talk about something. If you want to be on an episode where we talk about something specific, let us know. We will have your Wednesday topic. It will be announced very shortly, but we need to agree on it first, so that's not there quite yet. And we will see you next Wednesday. We will not see you next Friday, but we will see you next Wednesday. Michelle says, "Yay, Ernie." We will see you next Wednesday. We will tell you what the topic is about, and then we will see you on a regular basis. We're going to have a huge October, folks. I don't want to give anything away yet, but we were going to have a huge October. So that stream after we're gone next Friday is going to be a stream full of just exciting stuff and news we have to tell you about what we're going to do for the month of October. Right now, we're going to get into our last shot that I'm going to take. I don't know if you boys want to take one, but
Yeah, I'll take a fucking shot with you.
yeah, I'm going to take a real quick one because we didn't drink too much. So I'm going to have a nice little swig here, and we're going to cheers. We're going to cheers to Ernie here. Thanks for all your hard work, buddy. And
Cheers.
Gilbert said, "Let's get
Michelle
it,
says,
boys."
Michelle
Dahmer
says
said the same thing.
Michelle says let her pour one, so so we're gonna give her a couple seconds here, and then we'll go ahead and take it.
So what time does Velvet Elvis close today, Michelle?
2.
I don't know, cause whole restaurant thing.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be different. Michelle has her shot. Michelle, cheers. Also, tell us what time Velvet Elvis closes. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to sex zombies.
So midnight.
Oh, she says at midnight. Yeah.
We got 8 minutes, boys.
Yeah. She also said, but let me know if you need stuff. Dude, we don't want to keep you there longer than you're there. But also, Ernie will text you offline. Yeah, so thanks for everybody for showing up. We love you guys, and here's the last minute. You guys get your minute to talk about whatever you want. We're gonna go ahead and start with Juan.
My biggest regret in life, this is a joke I read, is the time I told Jeffrey Dahmer to go eat a bag of dicks.
Oh my god, very good, very
Oh
good.
my god, I love the internet.
Yeah, very good. Ernie, go ahead.
Thanks for joining. This week has been stressful as fuck, but we're here. Yay!
We will continue to be here. Go ahead, Jesus.
Thank you guys, Michelle, Gilbert, anyone out there who's watching tonight. Thank you for tuning in once again. We love doing this with you. We're really excited for the October that we have coming up. We're excited for next week's episode too. We're gonna keep going hard as we fucking can doing this shit. And thank you guys. This one's for you. Taking another drink.
Yep.
Cheers, everybody. Have a good night. That's it for us at Death by Daylight. We'll see you guys soon.
As always, 313.
Fuck the free world.
Fuck the free world.
313.